I'm spreading the word.
Dengus is spreading, mate.
BKK1Radio.com.
Thanks a lot from wherever you are, of course, around Thailand and around Pattaya. Great stuff, of course. In the studio, Danny, the man himself from Dengy Nation, of course, joins us right down here live on the podcast. Danny, welcome to the studio.
It's good to be back, Mr. Dengelstein.
It is. It's very nice to have you in. Of course, you was on the radio last week. We did a radio show, and that came out pretty damn good, didn't it?
Do you know what? For the first appearance on radio, I think I did pretty well.
I think you did very well for your first appearance on radio. You got the absolute best face for radio.
Oh, brilliant. Cheers for that. Cheers, mother.
We had so many people say, that guy's got a great face for radio. Listen, let's take you back a little bit, because while we're on the podcast and people can now see who you are because they've heard who you are, now they can see who you are. Let's just take you back, to the days in Nottingham, of course, when you decided that you wanted to start to give it your lyrical exposure. Where did that all start?
Well, I must say one thing, Mr. Dengelstein. I do like it how you take me to back in the old school days. I do have to get my brainwave back. And I will say, I first started out as a DJ, believe it or not, DJ in drum and bass. I've got a good cousin, DJ Corrosive, big in the scene. Now, I noticed when I was DJing at a young age, there was these, call them MCs, rappers, and they used to get more attention than the DJ, believe it or not. So one time I thought, I want to get on the other side of it. So I got on the mic. But all these lot, they've got their own lyrics and people are singing along with the lyrics. So it gets a lot of energy, a lot of vibe. And I did like it because as a DJ, you chop out the sound to make them sound better. So I thought, how can I get on there and get people to sing along with my lyrics? So what I came up with was the one-line flow. And the one-line flow was where I stick with something for very long time and I repeat it over 8 times on an 8 bar. And eventually the whole crowd would sing along with me. So something like, I've been on the microphone for a very long time, been spitting them bars for a very long time. Man, you see me, I'm in charge of the grind, but I've got the mic for a very long time. So after a while, people seem to catch along with it. So that's when I first started.
Nervous?
No, I wasn't, because the energy alone just gave me more energy. It was a buzz. And obviously the people I was around, there was, I wouldn't say competition, but it's like if someone goes hard, you go harder. So it all started from there.
Did you when you was a DJ? I've been a DJ since I was 13 years old and played all the tracks. I've always been into singing along with the stuff, you know what I mean? But of course, as you were DJing and you're laying these tracks down, in your head, were you singing the lyrics through your head and then eventually you got the nerve to pick it up and just do it?
Well, of course. Obviously when someone's MCing, you need to make sure you control the crowd as well as they do. So when you chop out the sound, so you chop out the sound to their lyrics, you need to know the guy's lyrics first to chop the sound out. So yeah, of course you understand the lyrics first. And when I was DJing, believe it or not, I was doing drum and bass, and I used to have Big L. Big L's an American rapper.
Right.
And I used to DJ Big L's a cappella lyrics with the drum and bass track to mix it together. Right. So that's how I got together with the lyrics and the DJing side of things.
And what about the scene at the time? The scene in Nottingham. I DJ'd in Nottingham, excuse me, years and years and years ago.
Dengus.
At the old Palais. But, when it comes to Nottingham itself, is there... I know now from my son, there's quite a lot of people out there doing the kind of thing that you do now. But in them days, was there still a lot of people doing it?
There was. It was more the grime scene what sort of took over. Before it was drum and bass, and then it was drum and bass before it got to grime. And the drum and bass scene was heavy in Nottingham. They had the best raves down there.
Right.
Palais, all them places like that. Yeah. But then the grime scene sort of came out later. So
what is the grime scene, just for people that don't understand?
The grime scene is basically, it went from garage, where you had sing-along choruses,
right,
to a bit more hood. And I'd say people's come with more more bars, more gritty bars, more life listening situations. And then it came from a different sound to another sound, and then he got his own style called grime. So grime now is more of a fast beat tempo, but now it's gone toward different elements, and it's just gone to another genre what's exploded. And that's where I'm different as well, because I started off on drum and bass and went to the grime, but then learned to be versatile on different music.
Right.
However, at them times there when I was playing it, it was just up and coming. So we had people like, I've got a good friend in the UK scene, Mac 10, and he's the founder of Nasty Crew. And they're people everyone used to listen to growing up, especially in the grime scene. So elements from all different areas had their own different sound. So if you're from Nottingham, you'd have your own sound of grime. If you're from London, you have your own sound of grime. and so on, all through the UK.
What would you say? I mean, as a DJ, I used to do mixing, and I used to do DJ with 4 Technique 1200s,
brilliant.
with the Newmark mixer. So that made me slightly different. So I could have 4 decks going at the same time, and everybody was scratching their head and saying,
"That's a real DJ."
You know, what's happening? What made you stand out? I mean, besides your looks, I mean, you're a good-looking guy at the end of the day. You know, I mean, look at me, the old man here. But I mean, your looks, you got a good-looking guy. And what made you stand out besides that? How did you push yourself and say, hey, guys, listen to me, I can do this, and this is what I look like? I mean, self-promotion?
Being 100% real.
Yeah, real.
And what I mean by that is, you see a lot of guys who rap or do whatever they want to do. They may talk a big game, but they don't back the game up.
Sure.
And what I mean by that is half of them don't talk the truth in the lyrics. So one thing what did make me stand out is I was real from day one.
Ego?
I might say there was an ego back in the day, but I'd like to carry myself with no ego these days.
Sure.
I do like to pass out positive energy and vibes. But yeah, at them time, you're young and reckless. Yeah, I did have an ego, I must say. But I was real.
Nothing wrong with that, though, Danny. Nothing wrong with it at all. Nothing wrong to have an ego.
Look at it as like a protection force field, but at the same time, it could let you down as well. It depends how you carry yourself. And at them times there, I was a different man, I tell you that. But I still kept it real as I am to this day. So, yeah, being real just stood me out from the rest.
I think at the end of the day, if you stay true to what you're doing, I mean, you do what you do is an art. It's as simple as that. It's an art. But of course, life is a roller coaster. We all know that. We have our ups and we have our downs along the way.
Life is a big test, Mr. Danglestein.
It is a big test, and we're tested a lot of the times. But if we keep, like I've always DJed and podcasted and radio and all that, and that keeps me sane. If you understand what I'm saying there.
Completely.
So music and this is my sanity from the world,
Well, I'd like to agree with you on that because, I mean, I could have done the music thing a long time ago, but I was living that real life, so I didn't have time to be in the studio 24/7. I was still, doing the old school stuff. Now, right now, at this moment in time, I mean, all the work rate, what you see me do, has been self-made. Don't get me wrong. There's been a few little opportunities available, what have actually come to an end due to partners that I did involve. We won't get into that at one stage now. But I will say this. It's all been self-made. And it's also a state of meditation for myself. And I do believe when I'm in this zone, it's my meditation. I mean, people seem to go to a quiet place and meditate with the thoughts. Mine's with music. It is.
Sure, absolutely. Get you there.
And I'm not going to lie. It's a great feeling because no matter what problems are going on, no matter what situation are happening,
it's all gone.
It's gone. And
I can remember going into the studio when we used to do reel-to-reel tapes on the Tascam and spend 4 days in the studio with locked doors, cutting tapes and mixing tapes up.
Did you have sleep?
In the old days. Sleep? No, hardly any sleep, man.
Exactly.
I mean, it was coffee, 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 and more coffee.
Yeah, it's one of them ones where it's like you have a job to do and you want to finish it. Is it passion or dedication?
I think it's both. I mean, but passion is definitely the first one. 100%, because you've got to have the passion to do it and you've got to have the dedication to finish it. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's mixed emotions, but it's like one of those things. Once you get in that car and you say, hey, I'm going to get in that car and I'm driving to the seaside, you just want to get there. And that's how I looked at music. That's the way I looked at remixes.
Well, if you know the streets of Pattaya, you must know the drivers are absolutely So
it's wacky races here. What's wrong with you?
Well, I was first in the race. I'll tell you that because I can't hear.
It's definitely wacky races.
And also this morning, as soon as I woke up this morning, straight open the computer, and I was actually straight into the track that you sent me last week. And I mean, I do. My work rate is second to none. It's like I do take pride in what I do, and the support is overwhelming. That gives me a lot more energy as well. So I've got some good things coming up. I mean, from the podcast last week, within 7 days, I've had some great news from all different sources. So I'm on the right path, and it's just having the right people around you.
I think, there you go. You've hit the nail on the head there. I mean, that's something that I was lucky in life to have in the studio. I had some good guys with me, some good DJs, and we were all friends, and we all knew what we wanted to do. The thing is, at the end of the day, you know yourself from past experience. You think that something's good for you and turns out bad, okay? And just that one bad apple can spoil the whole thing. It makes the pie taste rotten. And also if you've got like jealousy involved in things and things like this, it goes against what you're trying to do. So it holds you back. So the only thing you can do, like my dad used to say, is cut it out.
Ain't that the Dengy truth?
You know what I mean, Dred?
That's right, 100%.
You know where I'm coming from.
I mean, it's like you will always have haters. And you'll always have selfish people.
Always.
And you'll always have egos. The best thing for you to do is just learn to appreciate the haters. They'll be forced to love what you do. I must say that.
The best way to get back at people,
The diss track.
is to say nothing, and then come out with a great track, be it me mixing a track or you doing it with your vocals and making something of it, and people like it.
Well,
It's the best form of defense.
I'll let you into a little secret. Those can see a few little diss tracks what I've done on the YouTube page as this exclusive content. Now, I'm not a guy to do diss tracks. I'm not really, how can I say, a war lyricalist. But I am ready for anything. And that means if you test me, there will be an answer. And believe it or not, everything you hear is no pen, no pad, no paper. Dengus, it's all freestyle. So whatever you hear is authentic and raw. So this is where I do stand out from the rest. So I'm not saying I want to be a clash artist or people send for me. But if that happens, I'm ready and waiting. But it's all about vibes and energy. I'm not going to have a problem with you at the end of the day. It's not no beef. It's all musical love. And obviously, it's the universal language of the world. So what's the best way of getting out there? Music. And also, like I said, surrounding yourself by people that can see who you are for what you are. And at the end of the day, if you've got 10 people around you and those 10 people are just giving you a little bit of something, it adds to the spice of life and it adds to what you're doing, and everybody benefits from it, because at the end of the day, everybody's done a little bit to you getting out there, and you've done it as teamwork is the answer to what I'm trying to say. Teamwork is a massive thing in this game. There's not I in team, it's we.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a very true statement. And I mean, for what I've been through, anyone would give up. But to me, it gives me a bit more oomph, it gives me a bit more, what's this all about? It's like a battle. So it's like, if one loses, we all go to war again. And that's how I like to be. However, I will say this. When you have good people around you, you make sure you take that humbleism and appreciate every moment, because then people won't last forever. So when you get an opportunity, you take it under great value, because half the numpties that you might get involved in, they just want to put a spanner in the program. And that's happened numerous of times with myself. Hence the reason where I am today. So it's like everything I've worked up for is not for fame or glory, it's for a statement. And I'm pretty proud of myself to where I am today. And I will say one thing. If you see something and you believe it, you will achieve it. And people say, oh yeah, you read books and stuff like that. I've never read a book in my life.
Me neither.
I don't watch movies.
I watch movies, loads of movies.
Stop watching movies, they're not good for you. Documentaries, fights or music is all I have in my house.
Documentaries,
And I mean, you'll know when someone's brain switched on, because if you put a movie and they can watch a movie one after the other, no disrespect to you, Mr. Movie Man.
But I watch old black and white movies. I don't watch this CGI crap.
We should have said that first then.
Well, I was listening to you, you see.
Well, there you go. You're watching the original movies.
I am.
That's the original.
Not this crap today.
And this still point what I mean. If you keep it original, you keep it real.
Sure.
So if you're watching a documentary of someone and they fall asleep within 5 minutes, they're not switched on.
Sure.
And this all comes down to the purpose of life. I mean, you're here for a reason. You need to accept what you're here for and not manifest, but just believe in it.
I think the best thing the advice to me was given to me was, forget about the past, because you cannot change the past.
Wow.
My dad used to say, treat it as detention. And I says, what do you mean by that, Dad? He said, what did you learn in detention? And I thought, okay, right, that's what I've learned in the past. But you can't change the past. The past is gone. You can't actually foresee tomorrow. But what you can do is you can change today. Yeah, change today. These 24 hours that we're in now, you sitting here doing this with me, yeah, it's something that we're doing, yeah? Tomorrow's another day, and down the line, people are going to see you for it.
Wow.
It's just something I believe in now.
I must say, I do apologize to cut you off, but I done a post yesterday, and there were, I don't use no AI. It's all from my own words and my own mindset. And I said, on the terms of, enjoy the present moment in life.
Sure.
The past, history, and the future is not a gift. The gift is the moment that you have present with today. So each present moment can be taken away from you at any time. So appreciate the present gift. It's not about the past. It's not about the future. It's all about now, this moment now. Anything can happen as soon as I walk out this door. It's not going to happen, but you just got to believe that the present moment is your gift. So you got to understand this. If you understand what you want in life and understand that you give out the goodness, and don't listen to the naysays and hearsays. You'll be honest with yourself, and you guarantee a good feedback.
Something could come of it. I'll have to tell you.
I may have said it a bit wrong, but you know what I'm trying to say.
I get where you're coming from, but I must explain something to you, and that is, I used to be a little sort of free guy and live for this and live for that and do this and do that. When I had the last heart attack, okay, and they gave me 4 hours to live, right? That brings things into perspective, and that is appreciate everything you've got in life in front of you, because none of us know when somebody's going to flick that switch off, ever. Ever.
This conversation could go on for many, many hours.
Yeah, of course it can. Deep. Of course it can.
One question on that. Very deep. So let's get to it quickly.
Mm-hmm.
In that time when it said you've only got so much time to live.
Yep.
Did you see something flash before your eyes?
Yeah, my family, my kids.
Yeah.
Absolutely. My dad was there as well. I mean, he's been past 10 years. And my dad was talking to me. I was laying on that table, and they're doing everything to me. And my dad and my kids are there. That's what kept me going.
That happened to me one time. And it was an incredible moment because it made me realize a lot of things. And I mean, anyone could do this test for themselves. And I'll say it very quickly on here as we don't have much time. I mean, you can see in front of you the physical things. You see the colours, you see who's next to you. You can see, and here I've got the radio, the camera in front of my face. But if you close your eyes and don't speak a word out your mouth, you can also hear voices. You can repeat a word in your mind and you can hear the voice. You can also go back in time and see where you was. You might not get a clear picture, but you was there. Go back to a birthday or go back to a good moment a long time ago. You still can see the visuals. You can still feel it. And that's if your eyes closed. Once your eyes reopen again, you then see the physical things.
Have you ever had, I mean, I've had this, and I mean, I've had it on several occasions. Have you ever had the feeling that you've been there before, you've done that before, you've been in that situation, and you know the next words that are going to be spoken? Have you ever been into that situation, ever? Have you ever had
Great question. And this is one of the best questions you've ever asked me. I have to answer it like this.
Okay.
When I do my lyrics on any track, I don't know what I'm going to say. I have no idea what's going to come out of my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
The picture will paint the words.
Mm-hmm.
However, there have been many, many situations in life, and a lot of people will say 9 times out of 10, if I say something, it happens. Or I'm right. And what I mean by that is I've got I don't know what it is, but I seem to know when someone's going to...
Sixth sense?
Sixth sense to me is where you see, the duppies. You don't want to see them. But I can smell things, I can see things before it happens. So if it's a situation where I think it's not a good vibe, I can feel it. If it's a good vibe, I can feel it. If someone does something wrong, I can say, no, do it this way, and it tends to work out. So I must say I'm a 10 step ahead in certain ways, but I'm not got superpowers. It's just my senses are strong in certain ways.
You haven't got a crystal ball. It's just something that you feel now and again about things, yes?
Yeah, and I mean, like today, I woke up this morning and I was fresh. I wouldn't say I pumped up for it, but I wanted to get something finished for you. So when I come here, it's like, I don't know what you're going to say to me, but all I've got to do is just, to be myself. And more importantly is everything just flows naturally. And that's why I can have these kind of senses to see what's going to happen, but also past experience. I mean, being through many, many things in life, such as good and bad, has led me to this, to obviously have this kind of sense. I've had occasions over the years when people have said to me, this guy's a knob, this guy's a waste of time, this guy's this and that. And, you go on the circuit and suddenly you bump into that guy and you say, how are you, mate? And you sit down and you talk to him and you do all this stuff with him. And Shout out to Big H.
you walk away and you go, what a sound guy. What a sound guy. But, 90% of people out there talk bullshit behind your back. It doesn't matter what you say, right? Whatever you do, if they like you, if they don't like you, whatever, they still talk like that. The real people are the real people that say it to your face, Dread. They don't say it behind your back, they say it to your face. And if you can't take it to your face, then you can't be a friend of theirs. That's how I look at things.
100% agreed. And it's weird how you said that about the real people and stuff like that, because I've always said this. We're the last of the dying breed, so to say. And there's been a few things that I see. I don't say I sit on social media all day, but you got to look at it. It's always on there. And I've seen a few things saying the real people now are the extinct, or the real people are not looked on, and et cetera like that. Well, you need to emphasize the word real, because realize everyone ain't loyal. That's one thing. And realize. So when it comes down to it, it's the whole world will be like that. And this is how the whole change has happened. I mean, too many egos, first of all.
Oh, social media has been a big part of that. I mean, come on. Everybody wants to be a movie star.
Yeah, and you're thinking movie stars until the real movie star turns up. Dengus, what we'll say is this, though. It's like, if ego wasn't there, then the world would be how it is, okay? And that's one thing that you can't get away from. So, I mean, you've got things like, don't take this, it's not like a poetry spiel, but, love. love is surrounded by so many bad entities, you know, jealousy, exes, screamers, haters, anger issues. Many, many things all generate that into one thing. So it's like, you got to be very strong. You might even have to sign a contract to be real, because there's not many people out there yourself. But so many elements can change that. And it's the way how you handle each element. I mean, don't get me wrong, I get angry most days, and sometimes I'm calm, but it depends what situation I'm in. Because you could be angry, Mr. Dengelstein, and I'll probably be the one to calm you down. Whereas if I'm angry, then you'd be the one to calm me down. It's a vice versa. It's a give and take, salt and pepper. But if you're both that magnet where you're both angry and rage, that's not a good connection. And they're the kind of people that you either need to keep safe or keep away from.
Where would you like to see yourself going? I mean, now we're in a situation where you're getting Dengy Nation up and running. You've got some tunes and there's some tracks being laid down. You've got some new stuff coming up. Your words are coming out smooth. I mean, you know, where do you see yourself going? I mean, or where would you like to see yourself going?
We're going, the only way is up to Dengy.
I like that.
I will say this. This is going to be a statement and a half. We've got so much in the backpack. We've got so much material. There's so many ideas. And, I mean, we've already done a test run on some of the ideas. And what I mean by that, I mean, I've done merchandise sold out in one day. Believe it or not, it was lipstick. Yeah, not my idea, but it's still sold out. We've even done, you know, fight events. I mean, obviously, you know, fighting is still very close to me. I mean, I train every day. Shout out to all my people in the fight game. And what I will say is this. We're looking to have the biggest, baddest, best music organization with fighting, promotions, merchandise. It's just going to be a fun fair for every fan in the world. I mean, everyone's a fan of music. Everyone's a fan of fights. Everyone's a fan of good vibes. And that's all I'm trying to bring out to people. So this is going to go up in the way of music will be the first thing that's going to take over. Mark my words. We've got some bangers on MASH, and they are coming hard and fast.
Do you think this? I mean, I've known you for a while now, and I've looked at what you're doing and what you get yourself involved in and what you're not doing and what you are doing and all the little bits and bobs. Do you think really all the elements are there and it just needs putting together and organising in the right way and pushing out in the right way? Would you agree with that?
Structure is the only thing what's not in my program.
Good.
And I do have to take, I wouldn't say blaming it, but I mean...
You can't do everything.
Yeah.
Danny, you can't do everything.
And like you said a moment ago, it all depends on the people around you. I mean, some people get themselves involved and then they might not have the same passion as you, or they might think, oh, well, I'm doing this for somebody else. Well,
or what can I get out of it?
They're the people you don't want around you. I mean, if I'm doing something for you, I don't want no money out of it. It costs me money to do things like this. It costs me money to put my name out there. Or it costs me my energy, you know, and or my time. And that time you're never going to get back. So you better understand this. If someone's going to put something on the table, you take it off the table and you make something of it. So it's a value exchange in a way. So I look at it like this. Everyone who's jumping in on the Dengy Nation will always have a part of the Dengy Nation slice. So whoever wants to be a part of it will be a big part of it. And it all comes from a stepping stone. And like you said, I can't do everything myself. So whatever I've done now is leading up to this moment to where now the pieces are coming into the puzzle to build the structure that I need.
I definitely think 100% that it needs structuring. I definitely think that. And I think if you've got that and you've got people organising the things for you, then at least it frees you up, it frees your brain up to do what you're good at.
Shout out Cheese, of course. And big up Tantrum as well. I will say this, it's a level of where I don't suggest I get frozen up, because right now, everything you've seen, and I'm so glad you've been checking me out, by the way, it means a lot, and everyone else has been checking me out, I appreciate the support as well. But everything you've seen so far has all been done via myself. Since the invasion video, because this invasion video, I had to make a statement on that. I think we spoke about it last week. Go check out on YouTube. Same with the invasion remix, and same with the Braca and the Rebel. Now, all the other stuff is all done by myself, believe it or not. And that's all done by just creativity that comes from the mind. Because I don't believe I could put a song out there without having a visual to it. So all what I've been doing is, like you said the other week, catalogue, content. But some people like it as actual releases. But I can't release that to the masses because I'm trying to build a great structure to have a commercialized brand.
The more stuff you can get into your catalogue, the more chances have you got somebody turning around and saying, you know what, I like that track. I like that track. We can do something with that track. I mean, Fight for the Future that I played on the radio, yeah?
Oh, this is a special one.
Hey, listen, Dred. 53 requests to play it again.
Wow.
To play it again.
Thank you, people.
53 requests, and it's only been on 2 days.
Excellent.
I'm
overwhelmed.
That's nice. And I mean, I think that kind of track is commercial.
And this here is another thing I like to get out there. I can do anything. However, you need the right sound and the right people. So when I do my content, I try and make it commercialized, but it's not really a sound that I'm known to. So Fight for the Future, this is made for a cause. This was a lot of passion into it. The track what I've done recently is a lot more passion into it than my own tracks, because passion means punchlines, dedication, art, work to the full potential. You know what word I'm looking for.
Sure.
But I mean, my own style is more grungy, more harder, and that's more energy for me.
Would you class yourself as flexible though, Danny? Would you, if somebody said to you, "Hey, Danny, I like what you do, but can we just tweak it this way and do it that way?" Would you be open to any suggestions?
100%.
Yeah, good.
I mean, you got the Rebel song. The Rebel song, the guy who I've done Rebel with, he's actually, shout out to Verbs from Iron Bridge, by the way. Rebel is more, he himself is a conscious rapper. So he's got the old school hip hop flavor, which is not my kind of style. And I said to him, if you want me to go on a track, I need something a bit more upbeat tempo, a bit more ska, a bit more drum and bass elements, a bit more snappy. And that there came out brilliant. However, it wasn't my style. So I had to adapt to it. There's many tracks that I have on my YouTube page. We have Dengy Don and Does She Want a Bit of Me? They're all different elements like R&G, it's grunge rock, alternative rock. Then we've got the grime, then we've got the bass line, then we've got the drum and bass.
What do you feel most comfortable in doing?
Every single genre.
Okay, that's nice. That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
This is where I'm going to be different from the rest, because you can put on.
You're not putting yourself in a pigeonhole.
Nah.
Definitely.
Give me an acoustic sound, give me a jazz sound, and I'll put some vibes on it.
That's nice.
It's just levels.
People used to say to me, "What music do you like?" I used to say, "All."
All. Yeah.
It's a good answer.
It's always a sharp answer as well. All.
All. It's as simple as that. Oh, what kind of music do you like, Dave? All.
Well, some people still to this day, I say, "What you listen to?" D&B. What else you listen to? D&B. Well, in my eyes, you're just stuck in your own times. You're never going to change that time. So it's like you're stuck in your own ways. And that's your point of me doing this in this stage, especially over here in Pattaya. I mean, everyone loves music. But if you go to the local clubs, they tend to play the so-called music what they used to. They're a bit frightened in changing the music scene.
To experiment.
Yeah, and I think that's just because the crowd, the people they attend. And to be honest with you, it's nonsense, because I've gone to so many venues and these people have no idea who I am, and that's a frightening experience in itself. So when I pick that mic up, I've got to make everyone like what I do. So I can't play D&B because you don't like D&B, but he might like D&B. So I've got to mix it all up. I've got to listen.
You can't please everybody, Danny.
But I do.
You can't please everybody.
But I do.
There's always somebody that goes, okay, but I get it. I understand where you're coming from.
Well, I try to then.
You try to, and we all try to. You more than me, because you're doing the lyrics. So you can sort of turn on a what I used to say is turn on a sixpence and change your lyrics to suit the crowd, can't you? In a way.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Which is how you said the other week, crowd pleaser.
Crowd pleaser.
Yeah, and some people would call that an MC. Or
I won't call it MC.
No, an MC to me is MK. Mike karaoke, lip syncing or singing a song what's on. Get out of here. You're making yourself look like an idiot. Sorry, did I say the wrong word on here?
It's okay.
It's one of them ones where if you're an artist, then at least perform one of your own songs or do something. Because it's one of them ones where if you carry yourself as an artist, then you're taking yourself out the pack of all the others. Okay, you've got to. It's not an ego thing. It's just carrying yourself with a bit more authority in the power of what you can do. I mean, you got to understand, this is something what I've done from a long time, and there were artists out there who I've rapped with, or I've done collaborations with, where the music's not gone nowhere. It's just been a collaboration. And there were some artists that are not that good, but they've gone tenfold in the game.
Sure,
they're
just
making
hit the
millions.
right note,
yeah, and there's some of them that are still trying what I'm doing. But
what you got to keep doing, Dan, is keep trying, throw enough at the wall and something's going to stick.
You
Definitely.
said that last week, and
Definitely.
It's been in my head. And this is what I will say. I appreciate everyone's support. I'm overwhelmed with the people's responses. I I don't think I've had any bad response so far. So, I mean, I'm doing something right.
Well, keep it up, Danny.
Thank you very much.
Keep it up.
Dengus.
Listen, keep it up. We're right at 30 minutes. We've done it. We've done.
Oh, wow.
We've done it. It goes just like that.
Time goes fast
We
when
could
you're
probably
having fun.
sit. We probably could sit here for 30 days.
Do we have a chance to play Fight for the Future?
We're going to do that as we edit this later. We are definitely going to play fight for the future.
Well, to all my Dengafarians out there, shout out to Cheese, shout out to H, big up Mama Dukes, big up all the family over in the world. You know, I've got love for all of you. And watch this space because we've got some good things coming up. Also, there will be another venue at Boofy's that will be announced for next week. And we're also doing a music video for Fight for the Future that will be taking place this week as well. So check out the IG, Danny Wee. You'll have the notifications on there of what location to come to, so feel free to join. And there's also a fight on the weekend, a boxing event with Mr. Johnny Tello, so take a look at that.
Sawyer 6 Councilor.
There we go. And there's also a special feature there as well. So tune in, stay tuned, and be happy because it's a Dengy Nation.
And you never know, might even get Danny Wee on the radio doing his own show, playing his own tunes and other tunes that he likes. You never know. That could come to fruition.
Oh, wow. We've got a lot of work to do first, haven't we?
A lot of work to do first. Listen, Danny Wee, Dengy Nation, thanks a lot for joining me in the studio today. It's been absolutely brilliant. And, of course, we will be doing something again very soon.
Dengy.
GKK1radio.com